Hello. Over 90% of the Chelsea and Arsenal players on show at Stamford Bridge this evening had represented their country at one time or another. Tonight, very much a club night and an FA Cup quarter-final replay after a 2-2 draw at Highbury. John Terry had given Chelsea an early lead in that match. Francis Jeffers scrambled in an equaliser. It was brilliance from Thierry Henry that made it 2-1 to Arsenal. Resilient Chelsea level through Frank Lampard with just 6 minutes to go. Mark Lawrence is here to pick out the key moments of tonight's replay. And with Sheffield United awaiting the winners, Trevor Brooking and Barry Davis were in the commentary box to see who will claim the semi-final place.
There are 7 changes in the lineups compared with the match at Highbury. 17 days which have served Arsenal ill, both in results and injuries. Chelsea, in contrast, have won 2 and scored 7 goals without reply. They have Graham Lasso in for Babayaro and Mario Stanic for Jesper Gronkier. The only change from the 5-0 victory against Manchester City here on Saturday, Petit for Gudjonsson, means the change back of the formation to 4-4-2. Stuart Taylor, Pascal Sigon, Kolo Touré, Sylvain Wiltord and Robert Perez are the different starters for Arsenal. Their substitutes bench includes Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp and Freddie Ljungberg. It's the last FA Cup tie for David Ellery. The Harrow schoolmaster retires at the end of a distinguished career at the end of this season. So away we go on the 9th match since Chelsea last beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. Back in the days when Clement Attlee was the Prime Minister. 1947, the longest football season on record, when the league campaign didn't finish to June because of the winter freeze.
Pressure on Sigan, really. Recent matches, 1 or 2 little bits of errors have crept into his play. Got a header, though, against Everton in the league, which might have helped that confidence.
A turn by Zola. Edu committed himself. Taking no chances. Sorry, it was Touré who put it out.
I think Stuart Taylor gave him a good shout, but you know, when you change the back 4 unit, they don't quite link up well early on, and that was an unnecessary corner. Let's see if Graham Lasso can make them pay.
Zola makes the first run. Hasselbank is now at the back post and gets the nod down, but not on goal. But he made a good movement, first towards the ball and then away from it. But the header wasn't as good as he would have wished, that's for sure.
Well, the plain fact is he should have scored. Good movement, free header, conscious of trying to head it down and heads it very much into the ground, so it just bounces harmlessly across. But I mean, an opportunity like that, quality of Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, there should be in the net.
Just got to it, Sigon. Also looked rather more the part than in the first match. Claudio Ranieri would agree with that observation. So he makes the running from the far side. He's not going to see it. Bounce was unkind for Gallas. Lampard! Good save, Stuart Taylor. Right on his 6-yard line.
This is the ball. It's knocked, mishit shot. Breaks nicely then for Frank Lampard. They work it very well in a tight area. On his sometimes weaker left foot, but he's quite happy at the moment to hit with it.
Zola. Morris in support. Perez. Now Wiltord. Vieira to his right. Real chance for Patrick Vieira. And it's an own goal. And it's the captain who scored the opening goal at Highbury, who scores the opening goal here, which the other captain would like to claim. It was John Terry who played it past his own goalkeeper, but for the first time, Chelsea were outnumbered.
Well, it's a great run by initially Jeffers, who took everyone into the centre. They were worried about him, which enabled Vieira to get the space here. Delightful cross ball. Terry had to make some sort of contact because he knew it was Jeffers and Wiltord coming in at the back, but the contact was not the one he wanted. Instead of knocking it away from the corner, he's put himself on the score sheet.
So Melchiot. It was an unnecessary challenge by Fowler. Something from Hasselbank, more likely from Zola.
Well, it'll be guile from Zola and power from Hasselbank, whichever your option you want.
Two in the wall, Chelsea, and one behind it. Petit. It's Hasselbank, got a deflection and produced an extremely good reaction from Stuart Taylor.
That was a good strike. I mean, the deflection actually takes it towards Taylor. Sometimes they can take it either side you and then you're stranded and got no chance. So a little bit of luck on that occasion with Arsenal, but good save.
So again with the corner. Well left by Sigon. Pires. Free kick against Stanic.
He's already got a yellow card. He tripped somebody up in midfield about 7 or 8 minutes earlier, and that was a blatant body check. He's got to be careful.
Just away from the head of Campbell. Lampard fell kindly to Lasso. Hasselbank and Sigon. This will be another booking. Knew he couldn't let him go.
Well, if you miss him with the first leg, catch him with the second, but it's just sheer pace of acceleration of Hasselbank.
Vieira. Options either way. This is Wiltord, and that's 2 for Arsenal. Another classic break by Arsenal, and again the captain in command. Wiltord taking the opportunity.
Well, Patrick Vieira was absolutely magnificent there. Picked the ball up deep and gets the ball. Look at him run, he's got away, and then those legs get going. Good movement again from Jeffers in inside left position. That opens it up for Wiltord to come from deep, and he just passes it into the net. Don't underestimate the work on both goals now by Francis Jeffers. He hasn't touched it, but he's played a key part.
And Chelsea make a substitution, bringing on Jesper Grønkjær in place of Mario Stanic. Pires. Edu. I'll have to say, I think that fall came after Petit won the ball.
certainly it was an exaggerated role, shall we say, when they'd have got there. But again, good build-up play. They're sort of soaking up punishment, defending, then they get possession and they are starting to thread some good little passes. Of course, they've got the 2 goals now as a result of that. Cudicini in the Chelsea goal must wonder. These only 2 occasions he probably touched the ball, he's picking the ball out of the back of the net.
Jeffers. He's very effective sliding tackle. And then a little problem with the follow-up. Jeffers taken away, Petit not very happy. So Emery trying to sort out who he wants to talk to. And it's Petit. And he wants Jeffers as well.
I think it'll be more a discussion of the handbacks at 20 paces rather than any particular card to be shown, but it was initial challenge and then ended up with a nose-to-nose confrontation. So David Ellery just doing his headmastery role.
Terry. Morris. Worried about that a bit. Thanks to Lampard's speed of movement and thinking. Perez. Frenchman beating Frenchman. Italian takes over. He's got nobody wide. Rossi after him, did well to get it back in the frame. Petit.
Perez just questioning who should have closed him down. As you say, they've got nobody out wide. They haven't got that natural left side now. And Morris is being asked to play there, but we know he doesn't like giving that natural width. And then Petit just hurried it and snatched at it in the end. But all in all, good Johnson, Zenden, obvious people to come on in the second half. But at the moment, it's going to be a very nice simple lead for Arsenal.
Well, Arsenal's 50th match of the season. They lead 2-0 at half-time. Here's the catalyst. Patrick Vieira, the captain. First goal, an own goal by John Terry. And the second comfortably scored by Sylvain Wiltord. At half-time, Chelsea 0, Arsenal, the holders, 2. The predictable substitution for Chelsea at the start of the second half. Dutchman Boudewijn Zenden has come on in place of Jody Morris. Immediately at the feet of Patrick Vieira, the man who turned the game around for Arsenal. Contrast to the Premiership match here in September when he was sent off. Substitution for Chelsea presumably will be to bring on Gudjohnsen. It's going to be much more difficult half-time talk, I would have thought, for Claudio Ranieri compared with Arsene Wenger. Petit. Perez. True winger on either flank. It's Gonquier. And Toure wonders what he did. And then Gonquier looks innocent enough.
Well, Gonquier is quick, and Toure's not bad himself, but he will run that line. A big key to him, will he deliver a good final ball? Will we get a good final ball from Ground Lasso? I should think it'll be the curler into goal.
Petit, Dallas, Hasselbank and Terry. Up to Lampard, spectacularly, and saved with difficulty from Petit. Well, they had a run of corners in the first half. 2 in quick succession in the second half. 5 total. Zenden got up really well. Mistake by Seagal. This is Hasselbank. It's too much for Zola to take. Hasselbank trying to pick his spot. Can't find it.
Well, a good strike and not surprisingly a good start to the second half by Chelsea. Very conscious that they'll get the crowd going, get their own play, push Arsenal back, and this time try and create 1 or 2 chances and at least convert one. Then we will really have a cup tie. That one, just a gentle little nudge. I don't think that was a penalty. This was the Petit over the head. I think Taylor, because he bounced quite high, not taking any chances at collecting it and just pushing it away from the ball.
Free kick. No, it's not given. This is Jeffers. He's got support from Pires, from Wiltord. 2 in each other's way, and up comes Parlour the other side. They got away with it, Chelsea, but they didn't really know where they were. And who scored the fastest goal at Wembley?
Yeah, Mr. Di Matteo, that was some strike, but probably wondering if his side's going to get the chance to knock a goal this time at the Millennium Stadium. At the moment, doesn't look it.
Hasselbank. Where were you, he says to Gudjonsson. Well, he couldn't really have been that much closer. Little robbery by Lampard. Zola. Oh, that's a good ball. Gudjonsson! Whistle had gone. The whistle had gone. He's offside.
Not a lot in that. Terrific ball from Zola. Just look outside on the left-hand side when the ball is played. Is he offside? Oh, that is tight. Supposed to favour the strikers, isn't it?
I don't think there are too many assistant referees who've followed that. If in doubt, it tends to be flag up. Certain beginnings, Seagal has been pretty tidy for Arsenal. Lundberg and Thierry Henry warming up, just in case they're needed. This time that must be for a team who are 2 down. Lundberg scoring in consecutive cup finals and hoping he could make it 3 in a row. Gallas. Gudjonsson. Zenden. Slipped as he struck the ball. It's probably helped it to go up. Under 25 minutes for Claudio Ranieri's men.
Yeah, it's tough. He's probably a bit frustrated that that early impetus, first 10-15 minutes has heated out. He's made 1 or 2 changes to the formation, and at the moment, got to say, it's not quite threatening the prize. Just the first goal that they need for this cup tie to really come alive again.
Mistake by Seagal. That's a free kick, and that might be a problem. How clear was Hasselbank?
No, I think a yellow card would do that. Yeah. Oh!
No, Fred.
He had the tackle, didn't he, in the first half?
Absolutely. 2 yellows make a red. How much is that going to change things? Arsenal's record of having men sent off, which have begun to be something a bit of the past. There was a definite pull then, I think. Had he not been booked in the first half, he'd have just got the yellow clearly, and Campbell would probably have been back to cover. But even so, one in either half, and Arsenal, the holders, are down to 10 men.
There was a challenge, well, it was on Hasselbaink before, if you remember, over the other side when he accelerated down the wing and he slid in, and that was definite yellow card. And again there, his miss kick initially, he had to tug him back just in case. Now we've got Jeffers coming off. Then Bronkhorst going to come on, and obviously a little bit of shuffling will need to be done to see who's going to go alongside Sol Campbell at the heart of the defence. Probably Toure, I would have thought.
Fourth official, Neil Barry. And on comes Giovanni van Bronckhorst. And we're in the 23rd minute of the second half. Now, what if this was to go in? Zenden. Another chance goes away. And you do wonder why it was Zenden and not Zola, but I suppose that's easier to say when Zenden has missed. What a difference a goal might make, and that's been the case for a very long time. That was either superbly read or very fortunate by Laurent. Either way, it was extremely effective.
Until the ball out wide there to Freddie Lumbo. But again, the man short, it's not been noticeable. We've been very solid. The 8 across, and they're just leaving now on Henry before it's all shot up. They've never been particularly stretched.
Zola. Gudjonsen. Trying to make their way through the crowd in the middle. Terry.
You've got to put it wide, Barry. You can't. I mean, they've got 2 wide men on Zenden and Ronke. I've never used them.
It's a better ball. And Van Bronckhorst gets away with it. Oh, and Arsenal get away with it. It's a corner.
As you say, they got away with it, didn't they? Just a kind ricochet was needed.
Decent corner, long overdue for Hasselbaink. Yes! And it's Terry. The captain scores for the 3rd time in this 6th round tie. 2 for his side and 1 for the opposition.
Well, they all come out. They're trying to play the offside. I don't think John Terry was. There was a question whether Gallas was offside. Let's see when the ball is played. Well, I must say, I think Gallas is off. John Terry heads it in, though. All elementary now, it's 2-1, and we have got a cup tie.
It certainly did look as though Gallas was offside and had to be interfering with play in that position. Minutes remaining. Vieira. Oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And still. Shoulder to shoulder. Ha! It's a virtuoso performance by the Arsenal captain.
If he could have kept going for 10 minutes, the game would have been wrapped up. That was magnificent.
And there's going to be a booking here for time wasting against Laurent. inside the last 10 minutes, last stoppage time, and there'll be a bit of that. The substitutions, the sending off, and the injuries. Some more serious than others, but none very serious. Yeah. Parler. Lauren. Shooting chance. It's all over now. And how well Arsenal know it. It was a long run, and they let him go, and he found a gap between Cudicini's left hand and his left breast.
Well, as you say, it was a good individual piece of play. Look, initially I think he's going into the corner. Let's waste a minute or so. Suddenly he's one-on-one with Zenden. I'll come inside, and then Cudicini just creeps into the middle of the goal. You know, you can't allow the shot to creep in. They've been a terrific season for him. Gets the faintest of fingertips. That is the clincher. Just as we thought, Chelsea might get an opportunity to get level, and certainly if it went into extra time, then with Arsenal's recent matches, you would have favoured the home team. But again, Arsenal make them pay. Well, 3-1 now, they're cruising.
Gonkia. Plenty forward with him. Good Johnson. Still. Good stop, Taylor.
That was a good stop. Again, by getting it out to Gronkia, he has got the pace to trouble him. Good early ball. Good Johnson with his quick feet. Just close enough to try to make the save. Certainly could have pulled it into the far corner, and again we'd have had a grandstand finish.
Gonkia. Neil Barry. 3 minutes of stoppage time. And it started now. Chelsea's long run of being unable to beat Arsenal in the FA Cup since 1947 continues on. We've beaten him in any competition since November 1998. Zola. Good Johnson. Free kick. Against Vieira.
And there's a man who I think has been an absolute central figure to terrific performance by the whole Arsenal team. They worked hard, but their captain has been inspirational.
Hasselbank. Good Johnson. Oh, well played, Taylor. 2 good stops. And goalkeeper has done pretty well for his side in the absence of the injured David Seaman. Away by Van Bronckhorst. And here comes Cudicini. A different sort of night for the Chelsea goalkeeper. So much to give them this second chance in the replay. Terry has stayed down with what looks like a bit of cramp. And David Leary blows the final whistle And the double-double is still on for Arsenal. Their start was uncertain. Reed, it seemed, in doubts following their departure from Europe. They had a touch of fortune in the own goal from John Terry. But really, from then on, were increasingly like their previous selves. 3-1, the victory. Wiltord and Lauren getting the other. Terry, for just 3 minutes, suggesting that Chelsea had the chance. Lauren made it absolutely clear that they hadn't. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 3. The holders are in the last four. Arsene, I'm sure you're going to tell me about your player's character, and you'd be right.
Would you be surprised? No, I think we have shown it again tonight, and there was everything in the game. Good movements, good passing in the first half, and then of course when we were a little bit tired, we hang on and did fight for each other, and when we needed, we got the third goal. So it was a real cup game, but I would outline, of course, a formidable character of the team and the spirit who was in there. Once again, 48 hours after a very difficult game against Everton.
3 times they came over their halfway line. They scored 3 times. So we tried to do something. We tried to switch and to play in wide position, but maybe they had a little lucky.
The start was a little bit uncertain. The first 5-10 minutes, Chelsea was on top, and but after slowly came into it, and we looked always dangerous when we won the ball. We kept the ball well, and going forward, we looked always like we could find an opening and score a goal.
Everybody was convinced if we score at the beginning of the second half, we can open the match. We can win. Also, when John Terry scored, everybody else were convinced to try to do something more better, but tonight wasn't our night.
And just to confirm programme details for the semi-finals, Arsenal, Sheffield United live on BBC One, and there'll be highlights of Southampton against Watford. Sunday, April the 13th is semi-final day. Arsenal red-hot favourites for the Cup now, and very impressive Arsenal. Did you feel Chelsea contributed greatly to their own downfall?
Oh, I think so, Ray. They tinkered with the system a little bit. They sort of tried to play 3-5-2 in the first half with the 3 centre-backs, then they changed that halfway through, and that didn't help. But cast your mind back to just over a week. Arsenal lose at Blackburn, well beaten. Go out the Champions League 3 or 4 days later, got all sorts of injuries. We hear that Campbell and Vieira playing, carrying injuries as well. Scraped through against Everton on Sunday, and just slightly more than 48 hours later, I thought they were excellent. I thought their mental strength was great, physically very, very good, and every time they broke tonight, they always looked like they were going to score. And, you know, you imagine Chelsea before the game, they're looking at the Arsenal team sheet and they're going, no Seaman, no Keown, no Cole, no Bergkamp, no Silva, no Henry. You know, 6 who would normally be in the starting 11. They wouldn't have ever had a better chance than to win that tonight. In the end, it was down to Arsenal, but also largely down to Chelsea themselves that they were beaten.
Claudio Ranieri said then that when they came over the halfway line, well, the way they came over the halfway line, they break so efficiently and so quickly.
Well, it's pace as much as anything, and you know, from here, I think Morris is on the ball, just tries to dump it in the box, so it's a waste of a ball, and it's just a header by Edu, and they're away. You know, they're on the break. Look at the 3. I mean, we circled Jeffers, who makes a great run, but look at the 3 Chelsea players running back, all the midfield players, all the wrong side of the ball. There goes Jeffers with a run, fantastic run that was. In it comes to Vieira, John Terry in the back of the net. I mean, it was a great, great cross. Terry has to deal with it, quite simply, otherwise, you know, 1 of 2 people can score the goal. The thing with Terry, when you see here, is why he goes with his right foot to deal with it, I'll never know. And he seemed to get caught between 2 stools, and once that went in, he always thought it was only a matter of time before the second one came in. And again, Vieira, he was awesome tonight. Look, you know, how many Chelsea shirts can you see? 7, 3, 4, Arsenal on the attack. You know, the speed, you can't do anything about it. Great ball from Vieira, released at the right time. and it was Viltor this time. I mean, and it's such a cool finish. But again, Jeffers has made another run, and he's a real sort of bright, mature player. This is a great view of it from Viltor. Cudicini says, there's a little gap to my left, see if you can put it in. Well, yeah, of course we can. Wasn't a great problem, so that was 2-0. And I know Arsenal got a lot of French players, but for Chelsea it was certainly déjà vu. And again, this is we stop it again. How many blue shirts in the picture, you know, in relation to the Arsenal players? You've got to work so much harder if you're Chelsea at stopping someone scoring. Lorraine, in he comes past Zenden. You know, and in the end, I mean, they just basically stood there. Nobody came to the ball. And Chelsea didn't even make Arsenal work that hard to score the goals. I mean, that was the key again. You cannot afford to defend like that against Arsenal. You know they're quick on the break. You know they've got fantastic pace, but I mean, all the time, midfield players caught the wrong side of the ball. But I would attribute that as much to the system that they played, and then they changed the system again, and I think in the end they were bewildered.
Think back to last year when Arsenal went out of the Champions League and how they responded after that. Well, in such a magnificent way.
It was awesome. I mean, you see the goals against, 4 against, 3 of those on the last day. I think it'd be Everton at home, 4-3. They were absolutely magnificent. I would say the only thing about that is, though, nearly all the players were fit going into the last stage of the season. At the moment, there are 1 or 2 kind injuries, and also, of course, 1 or 2 missing, but still favourites for the double for me.
Double then?
Never, ever been done before. This team have got a chance of doing it.
Just the spirit within that Arsenal squad this evening, the way they celebrated goals,
Everything.
the way they celebrated the end of the game.
And also the players who came in worked extremely hard, and there was such a feel-good factor, and they know how big a win that was for them today.
Thanks very much, Mark. That is just about it, other than mentioning that England's European Championship qualifiers with Liechtenstein and Turkey live on BBC One. That's this Saturday from 5:05 and a week tomorrow from 7:30. It's Football Focus this Saturday lunchtime. But today's television listings printed that an erotic thriller would follow Match of the Day. Actually, it's a review of England's Six Nations Championship progress ahead of Sunday's Grand Slam decider in Dublin. Few people who set the video might get disappointed. Time to go. Arsenal fans quite excited about the climax of tonight's FA Cup quarter-final replay. Good night to you.